In this video, we'll focus on the updates to credit management in the 2020 Wave 1 update. Credit management provides you with more information and control over your customers' credit limits, including the use of risk scores to help set credit limits. You can then implement a set of 9 configurable rules that look at the customer's credit position, risk level, and other attributes that you select to automatically place holds on out-of-compliance orders. Finally, you can manage the holds, identify the issues, and release the orders automatically after the hold issues have been resolved. The credit management updates in Dynamics 365 Finance Wave 1 starts with the addition of around 20 new fields to securely store customer information, including long-term and temporary credit limits, insurance and guarantees, risk scores, and of course, credit status. This data allows you to manage the risks, credit limits, holds, and releases for a variety of reasons. Let's see how this works. We'll start with a customer Contoso Retail of Los Angeles and take a look at the new information that's available to help you manage their credit. As you can see, there's a lot more data available to you. For Contoso Retail, we've decided to add them to credit management. And we've set both long-term and temporary credit limits. The key information is in the credit limit column. Contoso has a $500,000 limit and a temporary credit limit of $250,000 with an expiration date. This temporary credit limit allows you to support short-term situations like calendar events or product sales without impacting the long-term credit limits. You can also add insurance and guarantees to their credit limit. In this case, we have insurance, so we'll add 20% to the credit limit, and here you can see the limit jump up. Additionally, we have a credit limit expiration date that gives you a trigger point for an automated credit review workflow. We also have a risk section where you define what constitutes as a credit risk. This section allows you to quantify the overall risk of extending credit to Contoso Retail. Right now, it's showing a low risk. As you can also see here, Contoso Retail of Los Angeles is presently on a credit hold for other reasons. Customer credit adjustments let you manage credit limits and control the flow of sales orders through the posting process based on credit and risk rules that you create. The process starts by setting, weighting, and updating credit attributes for your customers, including customer history, risk scores, and credit groups. From this data, you create and manage your customers' credit limits based on your business requirements. Let's see how this works. We start by defining the attributes that we consider measures of risk, such as Contoso's average balance, the average days to payment, their Dun & Bradstreet scores, etc. Let's take a close look at the number of years in business risk attribute that we've defined for our customers. We're saying that less than 5 years in business adds 10 points to the risk score, while more than 10 years has no impact. Well, Contoso's been in business for 16 years, so no risk impact here. We add up all these contributions to risk and come up with a risk score for Contoso Retail of 12.5, which translates into a low risk group. This is their individual company risk level. With customer credit groups, you can manage credit limits at a larger scale to limit your exposure across multiple companies. In this case, we have the Contoso Customers Credit Group. This credit group has a $1 million credit limit, even though adding up the individual credit limits might give you a higher value of, say, $2 or $3 million. If Contoso gives us an order for, say, $600,000, Dynamics 365 Finance would check at the group level first, and if it passes, check again at the individual company level. This credit group limits are combined exposure from all of the Contoso companies. Once you've set credit limits, you create blocking rules that determine how and when to put an order on hold during the posting process. There are 9 blocking rules that you can configure to stop an order. These rules are based on factors such as credit limits and business risks that we've discussed, as well as payment terms, overdue amounts, and the percentage of the credit limit that's been used. Let's take a look at how this works. From the Credit and Collections page, we select blocking rules, and 7 rules show up here. You can block a shipment based on any or all of these rules, and you adjust how to apply these rules. Let's look closer at days overdue. You can set an overall blocking rule, in this case, 20 days overdue. And you can be more granular and set rules based on attributes, including company groups and risk categories. In the next 2 rows here, you can see that low-risk companies also have 20 days, where high-risk companies who are even 1 day overdue are blocked immediately. The other blocking rules can be adjusted in the same way. As you can see, we are presently blocking if the account is on hold, cash, or COD, if their credit has expired, if they're overdue, if their sales order is above $500,000, or if the credit limit has been used. We may also block based on payment terms or settlement discounts. The key here is that you set the blocking rules so they make sense for your company at the individual, group, or all customer level, and then you adjust them as needed. Once you set credit limits, the next question is when in the process to review credit limits to resolve any issues, and when to actually stop new orders with the blocking rules. To set this up, you go into the credit limit parameters screen and select when and how often you want to stop the order. At confirmation, at picking list, or even at the packing slip point when it's sitting on the loading dock ready to go out. Depending on your business, you may want to select just one or all of these checkpoints. And you can set grace days so that the order doesn't get repeatedly held up for the same issue as it moves through your process. You've seen how to put a sales order on hold based on customer history and the 9 configurable blocking rules that look at the customer's credit and risk position. Once the data and rules are in place, order holds will go on automatically. The last step then is to manage the holds manually or set up a workflow to automate the sales order release. You can even release sales orders so that they continue through the posting process while you work through the issues that created the hold. Let's see how all this works. We'll start the process by forcing the review of a sales order. Normally, this would be handled by Dynamics 365 Finance and an automated business workflow. In the hold list, you see that this order was blocked, and the list of reasons that it was blocked. In this case, everything that could go wrong with this order did go wrong. If this had happened in real life, these blocks would have each triggered different workflows to let the appropriate people know of the problems with this order. Now that we've identified these issues, you can fix them, you can reject the order and let the owner resolve these issues, or you can release the order. If you decide to release it, you can do so without posting, which forces the sales order clerk to reconfirm the order, or with posting, where you are both releasing the hold and confirming the order. And that takes us back to the main page for Dynamics 365 Finance. As you've seen, credit management in the 2020 Wave 1 update provides you with more information and control over your customers' credit limits. It gives you configurable hold rules that look to the customer's credit position, risk level, and other attributes that you select. You can manage the holds and then release the orders automatically after the issues have been resolved. For more information, Use these specific links or go to the Release Overview Guide.